everything published.
Here. Hello and welcome. Boomer time. Yes, I pressed the wrong button as the intro was going on, but here we are. Thank you guys so much. Yes, I was that excited to get us going here. So again, thank you guys for joining into Holonet Journal. And yeah, so this is going to be a very special version of this. So it's going to go into, remembering back in this day, this time and day of, Lucasfilm. But we are celebrating um, the anniversary of Star Wars. And I'm not particularly celebrating like the 45 years as in like when it was bought and how it started going downhill with the new owners. I'm celebrating that, the New Hope, a New Hope, or basically Star Wars has been with us for 45 years and it has opened and expanded the lore to what we've known and seen develop throughout the years before the buyout. This is what I'm celebrating. So I'm not celebrating 45 years of Star Wars when it got sold and everything. I am celebrating 45 years of A New Hope and what that lore brought us and how it evolved. It gave us a history and all of that. So let's go ahead and see who's in the chat real quick, and then we'll get into this. And again, thank you guys all for coming in and tuning in to Holonet Journal. And on the bottom it says, anyone who shows up today, you don't have to be a channel member. I am going to spin the wheel, so I'm taking names down as we chat, and I'm sitting cross-legged all fun here, but so it doesn't matter if you're a channel member. Today is like a special day. We're celebrating Star Wars, and Revenge of the Sith is one of the movies that premiered today in 1983. So I figured, well, since you guys also support me, through subscriptions and on Twitter and the community here on YouTube as well, I would go ahead and do something special for everyone. So this is what I'm going to give out here. I already have it ready to go, and this is also available for purchase. No, I don't have it in my gallery. Okay, so I'm going to put it in my gallery. So if you want to purchase, members do get 10% off. But here you go. So I am taking names down, and kicking ass today. Hey, it's Star Wars Day. Yep, it's the true Star Wars Day. The May the 4th can go to the Disney Star Wars fans. They can have that. I will have the true Star Wars Day. In fact, there you go. Representing, gotta represent. And so let's go ahead and see who's in here. So Orange Hat Review, thank you for coming in and tuning in as well. Scratch that, just finished my work. He was chatting about if he could make it or not. And then Marcus A, that Star Wars Life, Acolyte showrunner Leslie. We're not going to really talk about Disney faux lore, but I am aware of that. Maybe I'll kind of touch basis on this because it's talking about the EU tomorrow morning on Coffee Chat, so stay tuned for that. Let's see here. And then Darmont, let me go ahead and take your name down as well because I didn't put it on the wheel. I didn't see you pop in there, but hello there. And let's see who else is in here. And Kenny Long, welcome to Holonet Journal. This is going to be a special edition, so it's not going to be like formatted the way I want it to. We're going to have a discussion. We're going to talk about Star Wars, celebrating Star Wars. I'm going to go through some history of the making of, and also talk a bit about the EU. So Kenny Long says, good evening, OG. I'm watching Star Wars A New Hope, taking Thursday and Friday off for a long Memorial Day weekend. Awesome. Enjoy. I watched Return of the Jedi. That's the first one I went to instead of A New Hope. That's my favorite movie as well. I'm going to watch A New Hope or Star Wars. If you guys didn't know, it was really called Star Wars. And then once they started giving titles to the names or, to the movies, then you would get A New Hope. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here. I wish George Lucas, instead of bad CGI, added a special edition he could have put in cutscenes like Big Dark Rider on Tatooine. Yeah, well, that would have made it longer, and I don't know. It's all the artist's choice, and I've been in many debates with people. As an artist, it's an artist's choice. We are never satisfied with the final piece. In fact, when looking at my Luke Skywalker, I'm like, I could have done this, this, and this, and that's just an artist thing right there. And then tabletop junkie, hello. How are you doing? I am so glad you're with me. Hello, everyone. And I just wrote your name down. I'm going to put it on the wheel here pretty soon. And to Helam, 29, good to see you. At OG Star Wars, great to see you. And Stunning and Brave, Bigatron, peace through tyranny. Oh boy. And then we have Open Airlock Policy, who is a channel member as well. F the Shields, this is real Star Wars Day. Biz Natches. Business. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can have May the Fourth be with you. Have at it, Disney Star Wars fans. That's fine. This is the real Star Wars game. So
So we got that. We got that. And Stick Kenobi's here as well. Oop, it jumped on me when it went to go click his on his name. I hate when that happens. You guys are just hopping. I'm gonna have to um go back and take names down here. Ha ha ha. Man, it jumped way. You guys are hopping in here. Real Star Wars Day, right, Stick? I agree. And the Sentinel. All right. And then Chaos Man. Hello. How are you doing? And Joseph. All right. I'm going to go back and Tuscan Bob. T-Bob. T-Bob. What's up, T-Bob? And I'm going to see what he says because, let's see. Greetings. Sound seems weird. Please stay. Well, I'm not going to fall for that. No. Love the picture art. Thank you so much. And that is tabletop. And Dicare, how are you doing? Evening, all. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the screen up right here, and we'll get into this. Jedi Padawan Trailer, how are you doing? And man, you guys are all in here. I'm so happy to have you guys with me again. Okay, so before we get started, what is your origin with Star Wars? When did you first see? You don't have to give your age or anything like that, but which movie did you first see? As for me, many of you guys may have heard this already, but as for me, I first seen it and it was Empire Strikes Back. Actually, I seen A New Hope or Star Wars on VHS. And then my family took us to go see Empire Strikes Back, premiering at a drive-in theater at the time. And so that's my first experience is Star Wars at home on VHS, and then in Empire Strikes Back, basically in the drive-in theater. And man, I just wish they still had drive-in theaters where I live at. I don't know
if any of you guys in that are younger than me has experienced drive-in theaters, but man, they were freaking the best. You pack your car, you pack your food, you park. Sometimes they had playgrounds there. You put your blankets, you sit on the hoods, or if you're in a truck, you just lay out with all your blankets in the truck, whatever. If you were a teenage at the time, that's when you get your favorite snack or your girl or your guy and go out on that date. And, that's all I'm going to say on that. But it just, memories are amazing with that as well. Hey, Mr. Dystopian, how are you doing? And let's see here. And thank you guys all for joining in. Let's see here. And I don't think I've seen you here before, Kevon 6, but welcome. I don't recognize. I apologize um
if I haven't said hello before. And then let's see, Mohi Master, how are you doing? And so this right here, this drawing, you need to be present towards the end of this is when I'm going to spin the wheel. If you're not here, then you're not going to win. So you have to be present to win. And then I'll present my email to you. Hey, Chaos Man, how you doing? And we'll take care of that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this as well. So please share your first experience with Star Wars. Usually that first experience is the movies. Usually there's exception to the rules. I've had people tell me that it was a game or a comic or whatever. But usually the first exposure is one of the movies, whether it be from the OT or the PT, depending on your age. So let's go ahead and get into this right here. All right, so it says Holonet journal twice. The top one in yellow is supposed to be Arabic in the language, but
the stream doesn't recognize that font. So it says Holonet Journal, Holonet Journal. So that sucks. And I forgot all about that. It doesn't recognize that font. So this month in Lucasfilm for May, this month is the biggest month for Star Wars because all of the OT and PT movies came out during this time, and we do have a significant amount of novels as well. I'm not going to cover the novels as much or the EU as much, but we are going to discuss it anyways here, as I am going to discuss the movies, George Lucas, all of that. So celebrating 45 years of Star Wars, and I mean by the release of Star Wars itself, not about what's coming out today. I'm not celebrating. So like if I was to celebrate years of Star Wars when it comes to George Lucas era, that's only 35 years because 10 years, give or take 10 years, then we have the new owners, which I do not celebrate. And you guys may agree with me. Star Wars 1997, Empire Strikes Back 1980, Return of the Jedi 1983, and then we have that big old gap where we had a lot of EU expansion going on with the novels, games, and all that stuff, and then in Phantom Menace 1999, Attack of the Clones 2002, and Revenge of the Sith 2005, and then yeah, the re-release. There you go, and there was re-releases even in the 80s and so on and so forth. And people still lined up for the movies. It didn't matter what era or what time, like, or decade, I guess you could say. These re-releases still had people lining up to see them. And that is because Star Wars under George Lucas, no matter what, was timeless, timeless indeed. And I didn't put their exact days, but yeah, May 25th, also the release of Return. Yeah, exactly today. So that I touched bases on Twitter with that Star Wars, what we know now as A New Hope, and Return of the Jedi. So before we move on, which is your favorite movie out of all of them? Which is your favorite movie out of the 6 movies? Go ahead and share that as well, and we'll get moving with this. All right. So Star Wars: A New Hope, May 1976. May 27th, 1976, the iconic Darth Vader, David Prowse, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Sir Alec Guinness, duel is filmed on the set of the Death Star over the course of 3 days. And then the second unit begins font production test on the different stages for the Falcon cockpit scenes. Oh, yeah, so there you have it. And so I want to share this before we move on. And this goes more into the development during that time. And this will basically debunk some people's feelings about or what they think about what's coming out with Kenobi on having a duel in between the movies. Development, the duel on Mustafar was first indirectly mentioned in 1977 original Star Wars film, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. The origins of the duel traced from the original trilogy, such as the conversations between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader aboard the Death Star, or Vader's numerous visible scars. The duel itself was first depicted on screen in the 2005 film Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, as the climatic battle of the film. By then, it had already become a highly anticipated event in Star Wars fandom. So my little scroll thing is covering that. So there you go. So this goes in tandem with the filming of, the Death Star scene and their duel. And then later on, when we get to Revenge of the Sith and how George, went with what their conversation was and the scars and also the lore that's in the novel, which came out during this month too as well, about their fight on a lava planet and how Anakin got burned up on that lava planet. And we all knew this going into Star Wars. Once you get into the EU, once you even see the movies, you didn't have to get into the EU. We knew that the ends were tied up, of which Ewan McGregor had said in the making of piece that was shared before. And you can go ahead and watch that on Open Air Lab Policy's channel. I will always recommend that. That's proof and evidence in itself right there, that George was tying up ends between Episode 3 and Episode 4, the first and last duel ever, and that's all. That is it. So there you have it.
there you have it. And so May 26th, 1976, the iconic Death Star, or Death Star, Darth Vader. I need to slow my thinking. I'm excited to be here with you guys. The iconic Darth Vader, David Prowse, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Sir Alec Guinness duel is filmed on the set of the Death Star. So basically, that's just repeating. That's just within the 3 days. There you have it. So that was, one of the main epic scenes ever. Um, you know, that reunion, I guess you could say. We, spend the whole movie of Obi-Wan telling Luke, bits and pieces and, in a certain point of view. And I know open airlock policy, really didn't care for this like half truth lie that Obi-Wan Kenobi was doing to Luke during the time. And I mean, and I've also heard other people talk about that as well. So let me go ahead and check out the chat. Join the channel. Do it. Yeah, do it. And Joseph Wimp. Well, not entirely true. I did watch the 2000 Star Wars cartoon linking up the Revenge of the Sith. Oh, you're talking about Clone Wars, Tartakovsky's Clone Wars. That's amazing. That I highly recommend that over the Clone Wars. Well, it's year not since not years. Oof. Yeah. That's what happens when I get excited about shit and then I mess up. For those who remember, for those who will never forget, and for a whole new generation who will experience it for the very first time, my first exposure to Star Wars. Let's see here. I think I first saw A New Hope on TBS. I really got into Star Wars with the Dark Forces series. Awesome. Yeah, that's amazing because we got to see how the Death Star was plans were stolen, and the evolution of during that time with the lore and such. So that's a really good one. No problem. I'm just roving peanut gallery emeritus meat puppet that flits around between all the people I like and follow. Well, thank you for coming in and thank you for liking the channel as well. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'm just scrolling through right here. Canadian Collector, welcome, welcome, welcome to Holonet Journal. And basically, The Empire Strikes Back is not only my favorite Star Wars film, but my favorite movie ever. Yeah, that's the large consensus. My favorite is Return of the Jedi. That's my number one right there. So I'm not within the pop, like in the larger consensus on Empire Strikes Back. And then Rodimus Prime, hello. How are you doing? What date was Darth Maul fight filmed? I'm gonna have to research that. I didn't get too much into the PT with the history, but we'll get into that maybe some other time. Maybe I'll discuss that a little bit on Coffee Chat tomorrow morning. I love all the OT movies, but I think I'll have to go with Empire Strikes Back as my favorite. And yeah, I think the larger consensus is Empire Strikes Back, like even right here. ESB, it made the Empire more serious and threatening as an enemy. Yeah, there's a lot going on. May the force be with you. Let's see here. And the Gordon Goodrum. Hello, OG and chat. Why, hello, hello, hello. I am doing well here and just excited to be here with you guys. Let's see here. I recommend a root canal while in a tub of boiling tar over the Clone Wars. Well, I'm not going to take that either. I value my my sanity. And Soul Assassin, type Y if you want OG to do retrospective of Tartakovsky's Clone Wars cartoon. Here's the show. Oh boy. So what are you getting me into? What are you getting me into? And he's Soul Assassin sent me an interesting article we're going to go over tomorrow morning for coffee chat. And then Steven Salcido, how you doing? How are you doing, Steven? Steve S. That's going to be your name on the little win, spin the wheel. All right, so let's go ahead and get more into this development here. All right, so Star Wars, May 1997. Did I have something going on here? Okay, yeah, there we go. So here we go. So May 1997, ILM finishes its remaining effect shot, including shot number 114, the iconic jump to hyperspace, which took months to complete. Now, this is the very piece that basically set the rules and world building rules for hyperspace. The iconic scene with Han jumping into hyperspace and that little banter between him and Luke Skywalker, that's what set the rules for the development of hyperspace, hyperspace jump, hyperspace travel. And too bad, that it's not being honored today. However, we are only discussing, basic, Star Wars, the true and only canon. And again, this is where we start seeing a lot of groundwork being laid down for the future of Star Wars and going into the history, into the expanded universe. The movies did set a lot of rules for that. It is the foundation of that everything was expanded off of that. And then May 12th, 1977, the novel of Star Wars From the Adventures of Luke Skywalker is re-released. So that's a very interesting one because we had a lot of these novels from the past, OT and PT2, majority of them were released before the movie. And so, you could still get an idea by picking up the book and reading what's going to happen in the movies if you didn't mind having spoilers. Mid 1977, many of the props, and this is something that I was like, it was kind of heartbreaking for me to just go and read about this and stuff. But the many of the props, and I had a picture of George with all the props. And I can't find that image. So I was going to share it here with you guys today, but I can't find it. But I had a picture of George Lucas with all the props that he used because he knew he was, all about like the slow, stop motion with the props and stuff and all the details they put into the props, all of that. So many of the props and models used in the recent finished film are stored in the storage unit owned by Dollar Moving and Storage in Southern California. Following post-production, Fox no longer wanted to pay rent on the storage facility and decided to discard everything that had been stored for the film. Crew members were able to save a few random pieces, including the original Death Star model and segments of the Death Star trench. One crew member, Doug W., kept the Death Star model on display in his home in California for nearly the next 10 years before eventually moving to Missouri in the late 1980s. So isn't that interesting how that like all that memorabilia, man, just imagine, I mean, if you were able to get a piece and keep it, preserve it and have it, but let alone have the Death Star. The Death Star was still significantly big. And having and saving those pieces and having as a collection, man, that would be amazing to have. Let's see here. And then Tuscan Bob says, just think in 2032, we'll be celebrating 50th Kobe. Oh my God. New Tuscan Bob. You could celebrate that. All right. And let's see here. And that jumped. Let's see here. My first Star Wars toys were a R2D2 fig and the Kenner die model Y-wing bomber. Oh, that's amazing. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. How many of you guys played long, you call it paper towel roll tube after, all the paper towels off of it as lightsabers when you're young? How many of you guys have, done that? I have. And, we would make that sound vroom, 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 kind of deal. That was the kind of thing that we did, back then after watching Star Wars, especially how significant it was and how well received it was with the public and stuff. May 25th, 1997, that's today. That's like 45 years ago today. And yes, Star Wars is released in 32 movie theaters nationwide. In this original release of the film, the opening crawl did not indicate the words episode 4. No, they did not. And we're going to get into that. So stay tuned. We're going to get into that. Let's see here. Hello, Vertical Horizon. Much to everyone's surprise, including the filmmaker, the film became a major blockbuster, raking in more than $54 million in the first 8 weeks. Now imagine that. $54 million in the first 8 weeks. And lines were long, and George Lucas is going to go into that right here. I was making sound on foreign versions of the film the day it opened here. I had been working so hard that, truthfully, I forgot the film was being released. So being released that day. My wife was mixing New York at night at the same place we were mixing during the day. So at 6, she came in for the night shift as just as I was leaving for the day shift. So we ran off across the street for the Chinese theater, and there was a huge line around the block. I said, "What's that?" I had forgotten completely and I really couldn't believe it. But I had planned a vacation as soon as I finished, and I'm glad I did because I really didn't want to be around for all the craziness and the that happened after that. So basically, yeah, so there you have it. So George witnessed lines around the block to go see his movie. And we all know that George was always been nervous. He always doubted his work. He always doubted like it would be well received by, fans or the audience who comes in and sees the show. So let me go ahead and remove this banner here. There we go. And then May 30th, 1977, Time magazine declares Star Wars the year's best movie. So there you go, everyone. So we have the birth of Star Wars here. It was really well received. It was during a time where people wanted some true escapism from what's going on during that time, and they got it. George, gave us something that was true escapism, influenced by many, many resources, including other movies, including Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, basically, and other, cultures he took and dissected a little bit and turned them into what we see now, like with Jedi, and then even like conflicts going on during the 70s and the 60s, which we see, resembling the Empire. So he used a lot of themes and tropes to build Star Wars and was very, very successful with that. Very, very. Um, let's see here. Holonet signal is reliable as floating cannon tonight. Oh no, am I skipping? Am I not? You guys can't hear me, or what's going on here? And then Dip Trippy, hello, how are you doing? How are you doing? So let me know because I have family visiting and stuff. Tomorrow is a big event going on in my family, so it could be internet use. So hold on. All right, so here we go. So let me know how what's going on here because again, I have a full house or a busy house. So George, so Vertical Horizon says George was concerned with putting out a good story and hoped people would like and enjoy. Yes, but he still was nervous as well. So yeah, so but he has nervous, and that's why we're here today. Okay, it's like a mic underwater. That's interesting. That is interesting. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm underwater, I guess. And then Matthew got it. Hello, hello. The mono mix with the most complete. Okay, the mono mix was the most complex mix of Star Wars since the movie was still being worked on after it was already released. The 70 millimeter and 35 millimeter stereos are left behind. Yeah, G. Okay, let's see here. DM Laura. All right, let me go check that out. So you guys go ahead and share your favorite scene in your favorite Star Wars movies or movie. So let's see here. Mine was basically the fight with Vader and Luke Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith towards the end. Yes. So there we go. So go ahead and share in there. Let's see here. Disney doesn't sound like that story stuff. Let's see here. You sound a little tinny, but you're not robot. Okay. And I'm not using any mic other than my computer mic, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and check in my settings. It's funny how it's always my Holonet journal that
that this happens on. So that's crazy. That is crazy. Um, I'm checking here, making sure everything's okay. Testing, testing. This is crazy. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and move on here. Let's see here. The whole final act in Revenge or Return of the Jedi. There you go. And then, like with A New Hope, that's not my absolute favorite. Like, it's up there. I like the binary sunset scene with Luke Skywalker. That is one of the most iconic scenes ever, though. Kevin, yeah, the audio is kind of auto tune underwater, like a picket or picking up dual audio from mic and some other receiver. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see here. And now it stopped suddenly. Super clear now. Well, okay. All right. Ewoks are evil. Yeah, they're evil little bastard bears, aren't they? And then you sound better. Yes, thank you. I checked my settings and asked my family to get off the internet too. Mic is clear now. There we go. All right. Thank you guys. I swear to God, it's always Holonet Journal that this happens. I don't know why. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. So, Empire Strikes Back was another one that came out in May, and again, like I said, all the Star Wars movies that count for canon and true lore came out in May, and I'm talking about George Lucas Star Wars era of Star Wars. And here we go. So, Empire Strikes Back, May 17th, 1980. The world premiere of The Empire Strikes Back is held at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. So it was, the world premiere happened over there. I was just a young little lass, and like I said, I got to go see it in the drive-in theater. And that was exciting for me. I didn't quite stand exactly, but I was very much intrigued. I was very caught up into what's going to happen with Luke Skywalker next. And yeah, and I remember laying there in the back of the car, the back of the truck, and just like feeling so overwhelmed about like Han being immersed in that carbonite, or at the time I just knew that they were freezing him, or they were I didn't quite understand what was going on, but I understood, I guess, if that makes sense, that he was in danger, that he was being frozen, and it just felt so like concerning, and I felt so terrible. It felt so terrible at the same time. May 1980, Darth Vader appears on the cover of Time magazine, and this is what I wanted to show you guys because I do have this one right here. Story of the Empire Strikes Back. The magazine makes note of the episode 4, and that's another thing that I said we were going to get into. Tagged onto the opening crawl, or not 4, I'm sorry, 5, tagged onto the opening crawl, and mentions that the first film is now called Episode 4. And that's fact right there. So after the release, after this movie came out, they had episode 5, and which basically now made Star Wars episode 4. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn on my screen here. Let's go ahead and there we go. So here you go. So this is right here. This is what I found just not too long ago. And this is that exact Time magazine that I just shared here. And it has the story here about Empire Strikes Back. It was a very fun read. It's always fun to get into behind the scenes, the making of and stuff, and really get um, into everything that goes into the production, into Lucasfilm history, whether and even with Indiana Jones, basically. But we're not here to discuss that. Let me go ahead and make this larger. Um, let's see here, and then May 20th, 1980, the royal and premiere of The Empire Strikes Back takes place in London. So we went from DC across the pond. So because how well it was received, the first movie was received as well. It's distorted again. I don't know what's going on. Let's see here. I don't know what's going on. Lord help me, Jesus. I don't even pray to that, but still. Marcus, thank you so much.
Love the theme in Empire. Luke in the cave fighting his shadow self. Disney tried to rip this off and they failed. Among other things, loved Han's half eye roll as Luke is beaming, then his big smile. Oh, when she kissed Luke because she was trying to make Han jealous. Is that what you're talking about, Tuscan Bob? Let's see here. OG, if I can for a month, I'll try to join, but not. But if not, forgive me. That's okay. You know what? I enjoy the support anytime you're able to watch one of the pre-recorded videos that I do are live streams. So whenever you can, make it, leave a comment, let me know that you're here. And if it's live chat, just continue um, to, chat away in the chat and interact with each other. And this is what this is all about. Is, discussing and chatting away, basically in the chat about Star Wars. No, the medal ceremony. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. May 20th, 1980. Oh, I already read that one. May 21st, 1980, The Empire Strikes Back is officially released to theaters. So that's the official release right there. Just a few days before the 25th, of course, or 4 days basically, if you want to be more technical. So those who, even if it's not your favorite Empire Strikes Back, what is your favorite moment in Empire Strikes Back? So let me know. Let me know. And I hope I got everybody's name down so far. I'll be adding you guys onto the wheel, and we'll be doing a drawing for a copy of this painting, which will be signed to you as well. So you'll have my signature and a special note. And this is basically archival paper. So basically, it helps with protecting it against light and fade as well. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see here. Let's go back to this one. All right. All right. Let's see here. Even 6. I would have to say my favorite scene cinematically was Jabba's palace. Okay, so in Empire Strikes Back, if you had a favorite scene from that, what would be? Love the alien diversity, right? Right? Okay, let's see here. By hanging out in chat is just as good. Yes, exactly. Just hanging out in chat, chatting it up, even if I can't get to your comments. I try my best, and as the channel grows, I understand that the chat's going to grow, and I still want to keep at least Coffee Chat really interactive with you guys. So Holonet Journal, as we progress along with this format here, there might not be as much interaction. So I'm just letting you guys know that there's going to be a difference between the two. Joseph says, which one was the one with the General Grievous? That would be the PT, Revenge of the Sith. Let's see here. Second favorite is the Cantina scene from episode 4. And then episode 3, right? Let's see here. And salute to mods for all the work you do. Yes, exactly. And their name's going to go on as well. And I forgot to mention, I am going to have, let me go ahead and bring my image back on screen again. I am going to include some of these, so I will have random picks for these as well. And these are stickers. So there's 2 on each, so someone can win a copy of the sticker, which you could probably put on your sports bottle, on the back of your computer, on a piece of paper and frame it. I don't know what you want, but there you go. Mistress of Rat Attack. There you go. All right. Let's see here. And how's my sound so far? Sorry that this is happening. I don't know what's going on. I think I just might need a new computer, a new sound system, more professional. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see here. Cancel Assassin says, great scene ever was Leia's planet blowing up too soon. Oh my god. That's the spooky new soul. Dippy Trippy. Hello, or Dip Trip, Dippy Trippy. I'm renaming you. How are you doing? I always loved when the Falcon flew through the fleet in Return of the Jedi. Yeah, that's great too. My favorite space scene though is not in the OT or space battle, but it is in Revenge of the Sith. Marcus, I like those stickers. Thank you. You can purchase them on Redbubble. You can purchase your stickers on Redbubble as well. So if you don't get one today,
you can go over there and support the channel, purchase merch there, and every bit helps. It can help me get a new system, mic system, and stuff for streaming and everything. That would be greatly appreciated. Like those, they almost look like stickers. Telium, they are. They are stickers. And then Marvin, how are you doing? I don't think I got your name down. I apologize. I'm not sure about episode 5, but definitely an episode for the last 18 minutes of Luke realizing he could never turn to or sorry, never turn to the dark side to the celebration. I am horrible with Roman numerals. Sorry about that. My favorite Empire Strikes Back scene is Han taking off on the Tauntaun to rescue Luke through the two Chewies howling about closing the blast doors to close the night. That's sad. That was really, really sad. Let's see here. They've seen from Empire Strikes Back, Vader in the life support chamber gave me chills when it opened and closed. Ooh, so yeah. Let's see here. Greatest fight scene was Yoda versus R2D2 over the Oh my god. You're on a roll, aren't you? Someone needs to do a meme on that. I need a meme on that. My memers out there, make a fun meme with that. That'd be fun to see what you guys come up with. And Mohi says, one of my favorite scenes is the scene where Yoda talks about the Force and lifts the X-Wing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get back down to business. Yeah, usually my Holonet journals isn't fully engaged with chat. It's all about reporting what had happened during the month, in Lucasfilm, back in the month in Lucasfilm, and giving you guys the history, the news, whatever, however you want to do it, documentation, I guess you could say. All right, so Return of the Jedi, May 1982. May 20th, 1982, filming wraps on Return of the Jedi. And random facts. The raspy voice of Bausch, I probably got the name wrong, I always do that, is performed by none other than Pat Welsh, who also provided the voice for E.T., the extraterrestrial. Sound designer Ben Burtt discovered Welsh in a camera shop. So there you go. So we have, a little bit of random facts, which I call fun facts here. And so basically the E.T. Voice actress is basically Bausch too as well. So there's a little bit of fun fact right there for you guys. If you guys didn't know, these are always fun. And there's so much, like development in Lucasfilm, like for every single month, during the time from, 40, 35 years, that it's hard to pick and choose where I want to be and what I want to report. But I anticipate that Holonet Journal is going to go into the next year and, and stuff. So I can always say, I covered that last year, so let's cover this, so that it keeps this going. So that's the focus of this. I'm not trying to report every single bit that had happened during the time frame. This is something you can come back to and listen to and remember, or pick up history, and archive it. So there we go. And let's see here. Joseph Wimp. Is it weird to I like the prequels more? Not really, and I'm not gonna shame you for it either. People have their preference, and it may be the time frame when you grew up. It may not be. I have never had a problem with the prequels. Some of the things, yes, some things could have been done better, but that doesn't mean that I didn't like them. I think a lot of people misunderstand the difference between a critique with a line or a dialogue or a scene or even a character, and they think it's full on hate for the prequel trilogy, and it's not. Marvin says, I'd say if I had to choose a scene from episode 5 when Lando is introduced. Lando, yeah, that was a good one. He's smooth. And Phil, how are you doing? Glad you are here. Let's see here. Wow, I didn't know that, but now I realize Bausch and ET are the same. Yeah, too. Awesome. And then Matthew, I really liked episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and people kept trying to convince me it was awful. And that's the thing. It's like, I think there's a lot of media influence when it came to the prequel trilogy, and many people just stuck to what the media had to say, and they kind of followed suit, I guess you can say. Dip says, my bad, missed Empire Strikes Back cues. My favorite in Empire Strikes Back is Solo proving his worth and hiding from the Empire, going into asteroid field, hiding on the Death or the Star Destroyer. Yeah, that was neat, and that's Han's. I guess you could say his hero's journey, if you want to call it that. His evolution, going from selfish to selfless. We see that wonderful arc with Han Solo as well. Joseph, oh, I had a bit of issues with the prequels and the dialogue. Really, yeah. There could be issues, but you could still like them and enjoy them. The story, the continuity for them, basically, was really good. It really went well with the OT, with some exceptions to the rules. But other than that, it kept continuity. The Sentinel says, "I adore the prequels. It was amazing to be alive for that. I missed out on the OT in theaters, but I was there for episode 1 on opening day." Yeah, and there was lines for that too. There was lines. It was anticipated as well. So let's go ahead and move on. So Return of the Jedi on in May 1983. May 12th, 1983, in Return of the Jedi novelization is released. And so I have that picture here. And it's a fun read. I think, of course, everything they used the script. Some of the scripts were changed by the time the novel was released. There's some things that are slightly different, but that was the thing with the novelizations in the OT. They came out before the movies, so you see the difference in that, but still excellent. May the best ever, though, I will say, and we're going to get into the PT here pretty soon, is Revenge of the Sith novelization. Great EU and movie novelization. May 23rd, 1983, George Lucas appears on the cover of Time magazine for their story on Return of the Jedi. And I don't have that one. I wish I did. That would be fun to have as a collector's item. May 25th, 1983. Woo! Return of the Jedi released in theaters. And so we did talk a little bit about, I asked you guys what was your favorite scenes and your favorite movies. Now, even though if Return of Jedi is not your favorite movie out of the OT, what was your favorite scene during that, during the movie? Like what scene did you really like? Share with me here before we move on to the PT. Let's see here, and let's see what you guys have to say. Normies don't understand fans. We don't hate that many things that hard. Yeah, it's, I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, maybe you got that right. Tuscan Bob says, you guys are all wrong. The best scene in Empire Strikes Back and all of Star Wars is when those guys blew up C-3PO. You are on a roll, sir. You are on a roll. You and Soul, you guys are going to those crazy scenes. Yeah, and then when Chewie goes in there and finds him almost getting disposed into the furnace, and he rescues him. And then Soul Assassin, fun fact, Boba knew Han would do the garbage trick from their history of working for Jabba. Yeah, it's all like, if you get into the EU, you're going to learn a lot more. You really don't need to read the EU to understand the movies. They're self-explanatory on their own. If you want to really get immersed into the lore, the history, and know like what's going on, like between scenes and what have you, or even beyond that, the EU is an excellent thing to get into. Phil says, the prequels may have their own issues, but still enjoyed the trilogy. The sequels made me appreciate them even more. And that's what a lot of people are saying. I've always appreciated the PT even without the ST. So that's just me. Matthew says, I like the script for Phantom Menace before the film came out. I read it with a storyboard and listened to the soundtrack, which is unthinkable now. They don't want to spoil. Right. That was the thing, is like, even for the PT, you still had the novels come out beforehand. And some people who didn't like
who didn't mind being spoiled, they picked up the books, whatever, and got into it. And then Ancient One, I don't think I have your name down for the drawing. Just put Ancient. There you go. Let's see here. Joseph says, when previous said General Kenobi. Yeah, I know. He was a fascinating, like, Tartakovsky's Clone Wars really made him fascinating when you got to see him in Revenge of the Sith. Even reading in the Republic novels and his how he was discovered and created, very good stuff right there. Very good stuff. The Clone Wars, they kind of destroyed that persona of his, and which really was sad to see. Marvin says, I grew up introduced to the prequels as Star Wars in my mind and grew up with them and the OT later and then as one continuity. I agree, the PT had its problems, but they weren't that bad. They weren't bad at all. I mean, people will have like certain scenes and whatever, or certain movies that they, or certain movies that they really didn't care for. Yeah, so today celebrating Star Wars 45 years since Star Wars first premiered and expanded out and created a vast 25,000 years of history that includes the movies, the novels, the comics, the games, all of that. And George Lucas era basically is only 35 years. Only 35 years, but 35 years brought us a lot of lore, a lot to really dive into. And even if you read through almost all of it, you can start over again and still have and read stuff to get involved with. And maybe still discover things that you didn't know about. That's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of Star Wars, George's era of Star Wars. Let's see here. Return of the Jedi, Indoor Moon Battle, and the entire throne room. Yeah, that was great. Tuscan Bob. Anakin's great atrocity wasn't the Tuscans. It wasn't the younglings, not Alderaan. It was building C-3PO. I know how you feel about C-3PO in the PT. I've heard you say it before. Jabba's palace, followed by Chewie and the murder bears with the AT-ST Walker, and that's Kevin. Hello. All those bears. And a little fun fact too, originally they were supposed to be Wookiees, and they end up being the little Ewoks. But still, I didn't mind it. A lot of people didn't care for that part of Return of the Jedi. I understand it, but they were little savages. They were little human flesh eating savages, basically. Let's see here. Matthew got it. I liked Labyrinth of Evil and The Rise of Darth Vader and episode 3, the novel. Loved the Republic comics. Yes, there's a lot of good stuff. There's some novels I'm like, okay, I like some of the storylines in there, but it could have been better. But like the Republic comics, Labyrinth of Evil, and so basically the trilogy, that if you want to call it that, for Revenge of the Sith, which starts with Labyrinth, and then it goes into Revenge of the Sith, and then Darth Vader, Rise of Darth Vader. That's a great read all in itself together. A lot of lore, and those books, all three of them, were guided by George Lucas, with James Luceno sending Matthew some questions and ideas his way as he met with George at Skywalker Ranch to create the novel. So, a little bit of history right there. So let's fast yes. He's right on with you with that fun banter and stuff. Yeah. Marvin says, okay, Tuscan Bob has a point, laugh out loud. The rebuilding of C-3PO has, he starts to complain being backwards. He shuts him off. Yeah, that was funny. And let's see here, Jedi Padawan. The best scene is when Yoda is being attacked by seagulls. I should have brought up some of those funny parodies, YouTube takes and stuff. That would have been fun just for this review here. Like I said, this is not a custom Holonet journal live stream that, I plan, that I do. That's why I'm interacting with you guys more and more. We're celebrating Star Wars here, 45 years since it came out, 35 years under George Lucas. There you go. Beautiful stuff there.
uh, let's see here. Let's see here. One awesome thing about the OG Star Wars books episode, the movie tie in ones, is they also showed footage from the films. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. In fact, speaking of, I had a reason why I have my book next to me. So let me go ahead and bring myself back on screen. And yes, here it is. Here it is. So I can't find my ring light still, so my lighting is awful. But there you go. Amazing stuff, you guys. Amazing stuff. Right there. Right there. Thanks for reminding me. Oops, I need to add that back. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Matthew says, I have a preference for the original theatrical trilogy, but I never claimed Lucas couldn't change the film to his heart's desire. Also prefer theatrical Phantom Menace than any other version. And that's the thing here. I know probably a lot of you guys like the original Star Wars that was released, that we've seen from the beginning, versus the special edition. And, I respect that, but I don't mind the special edition. I knew what George was doing. As an artist, like I said, we are never satisfied. And as long as the artist goes back and change it, it's not, destruction of an art piece because it's the original artist that's, deciding, okay, I need to add just a little bit more here and there. But some of you guys may disagree with me on that. Let's see here. He looks over Porgs. Porgs can't fight for crap. Poor Chewie was trying to eat one too, and they wouldn't leave him alone. Much respect to George Lucas, yes. All right, let's go ahead and move on here. And there it is. So here we go. I just thought this was funny. I don't know why, but we have this. Do you know what this? This is Revenge or Return of the Jedi, where Luke, has his blaster. Didn't go quite well there, and then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi with his blaster, basically saying that so uncivilized or whatever. So if anybody wants to make a meme out of this for me and tag it to me with your brilliant little takes and stuff, please do. Please do. All right, let's see here. And then prequel trilogy. So I got this little bit of history. If anybody has a website that has the timeline and making of the prequel trilogy other than watching the show, because I didn't want to pull up clips because I don't really want the channel to be demonetized or taken down, the stream be taken down, the video being claimed, copyright claimed, all of that. So, but if anybody has a website that's all about the prequel making of, with the timeline and stuff like that, please share it with me. I should have called out on Twitter to see if any one of you guys has that. So here we go. So according to the original trilogy producer, Gary Kurtz, Blue's plans for a prequel trilogy were developed during the outlining of the original two films. In 1980, Lucas confirmed that he had the 9-film series plotted, but due to the stress of producing the original trilogy and pressure from his wife to settle down, he had decided to cancel for the sequels by 1981. So this shows you that there was a plan. Right now, we are seeing backlash against George, the PT, the OT, in guise of saying this, of basically in defense of the ST because there was no planning for that. And so people are saying basically, George didn't have a plan. He had a plan. It may not have been well fleshed out, but he had an idea, he had a plan, he had things written down, he had plot ideas, which evolved because we all know Luke was supposed to be a girl at one time and Star Killer at one time, an old man at one time, and we got Luke as we see today. However, technical advances in the late 1980s and early 1990s included the ability to create computer-generated imagery, CGI, inspired Lucas to consider that it might be possible to revisit his saga. In 1989, Lucas stated that the prequel trilogy would be unbelievably expansive. After viewing an early CGI test created by Industrial Light Magic for Jurassic Park, Lucas said, are expensive, not expensive. expansive, but yeah, it was expansive too. We did a test for Steven Spielberg, and when we put them up for the on the screen, I had tears in my eyes. It was like one of those moments in history, like the invention of the light bulb or the first telephone call. A major gap had been crossed, and things were never going to be the same. So basically, he's like, yes, I can finally tell my story the way I want to. And so, this is the birth of the prequel trilogy. This is the birth of like the use of the CGI technology and all of that. George basically did a lot of groundbreaking in the film industry. We know that he did a lot of film, a lot of groundbreaking stuff. Even Pixar was one of the things he invented and sold off. And Industrial Light and Magic is basically a division under Lucasfilm, and getting into these breakthroughs here, allowed us to have some great movies and some movies that were not too great because it's CGI. In 1992, Lucas acknowledged that he had plans to create the prequel trilogy in the Lucasfilm Fan Club magazine. Yes, and announced this to Variety in the late 1993. Producer Rick McCollum reached out to Frank Darabont, who had previously written The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles and The Shawshank Redemption, for possible future writing duties. He was considered until at least 1995, but as time went on, Lucas continued writing the screenplays himself. Before Lucas chose to direct the prequels, Return of the Jedi director Rick McClons expressed interest on directing one of the prequel films up until his death in 1987. So as they were developing everything in the OT, the people were like, yeah, I'm with you, George. Let's do this. The popularity of the franchise had been prolonged by the Star Wars expanded universe so that it still had a large audience. So there you go. The popularity of the franchise had been prolonged by the Star Wars expanded universe, so that it still had a large audience. So the expanded universe basically kept Star Wars alive between the original trilogy and the PT. There was a lot going on. Fans were still very much interested in finding out, the next adventures with, Luke, Han, and Leia, and even stories going way back like 4,000 years from A New Hope and stuff like that, with the evolution of the Jedi and the Sith. And so it was open, expansive. People were just into this, and that's what kept us interested. And once the PT came out, we were ready for more. A theatrical release of the original trilogy in 1997 updated the 20-year-old films with styles of CGI envisioned by the for the new episode. So there you go. So he basically got to go back and redo some things that he always wanted to do under CGI as well. All right, so let's see. You guys are hopping in the chat here. Let's see what's going on. I don't think Luke attempting to take out Jabba was dark side. I don't. Yeah, I didn't see that either, but that's me. Maybe we're on the same page, Tuscan Bob. The only issue I have with the special editions was Han not shooting Greedo first. Every other edit makes sense. That was just a choice. It doesn't break plots. It doesn't hurt the story, other than people like the fact that Han shot first. So that was basically a fan favorite that George changed. Okay, I'll be going out shortly here, OG Star Wars. Not sure how long it'll be for out for I missed the end. If your stream, have a fun one. All right, sounds good. You have a good night. Let's see here, and let's go back down. My only dislike for the prequel trilogy was Jar Jar Binks. I get why George did it, but I will never forgive Jar Jar for basically selling out the entire Republic for likes. Oh my God. So that's one thing that I would like to discuss. Maybe we'll discuss it on Coffee Chat about Jar Jar and how he was a puppet, how Palpatine used him as a puppet. That's how I seen that. Marco says, going to watch Empire Strikes Back tonight after this live stream. Awesome. Enjoy. And let's see what time we have. We're over an hour. Thank you guys for being here with me. Han shooting second is ridiculous. There you go. See, it's a fan favorite. And then Standing and Brave says, The one I hate the most was Vader yelling "No" in Return of the Jedi, unnecessary and took away from the impact of the scene. I think he wanted to make it seem more drama, like there was more drama, like intense, but it probably didn't go the way he liked it, or maybe he still likes it. Who knows? But yeah, you're not the only fan I've heard that not like it. To him, there was some okay Jar Jar stuff in the novels. Yeah, there was. Jar Jar would. Why did he not become a Sith? Let's see here, and then Dip Trippy. Dippy Trippy, but Dip Trippy. Is there any ability to Jar Jar Sith stuff? I don't know. Probably because he was manipulated by Palpatine, so maybe there was influence. Maybe that's what people got. I never got it myself. But I think it's fun little what if. Let's see here. Really like hype. Woo! All right, you guys, and let Twitter and Facebook know we're live and kicking here on Holonet Journal, celebrating Star Wars. I'm going to watch these specialized editions of Star Wars trilogy tomorrow. Awesome! I have the VHS. Please hit the like button. Yes. Let's see here. I think I got everybody's name written down. I'll be typing that, finishing up the will here pretty soon. But let's keep moving on. And so this is awesome. This is George Lucas right here. His brilliance here. He's known for a lot of things like Willow, of course, Indiana Jones, which helped Harrison Ford immensely with his career, his acting career. He has two iconic characters, Indy and Han. What do you guys like him more, as Indy or as Han Solo? Let me know. And then, of course, Sir Alec Guinness. Basically, he was very grumpy about Star Wars. Basically, I'm just going to put it in that light here. But he sure did act the heck out of being Obi-Wan Kenobi during that time frame and pull it off. So there's so much there that George did. He was impactful in the film industry. His vision came from Star Wars here. He opened up, a whole new universe in a galaxy far, far away, and gave us an escapism that people wanted, and was very successful about it. And I will continue to share it that way because that was his brilliance. Yeah, he was not perfect, but no one's perfect, but it's funny to see fans, talk against George like there was another version of Star Wars and he was wrong about his approach with Star Wars, whether it be in the OT or the PT. And I'm like, what are you comparing this to say that he did something wrong or that he didn't get Star Wars right? So there's that fallacy that going on there. So I think it's quite funny. Marvin says, also, did Harrison Ford like his role in Indiana Jones? I think he liked his role in Indiana more than he liked his role in Star Wars. I liked Indiana Jones more because he is the lead, not a supportive role. Um, I This is how I see these trilogies under Star Wars. There's three protagonists. Of course, you have the main, but then there's also two more protagonists. So in the OT, there's Luke, Leia, and Han, and they are the main focus. They are the ones that what they can't evolve without the other. So Luke couldn't have evolved without Leia or Han. Leia couldn't evolve without Luke and Han, so on and so forth. And then in the PT, you have Anakin, you have Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you have Padme. And again, the evolution, even though we know the evolution of Anakin, this is what we're seeing his story, they all push each other along in the plot, in the movie and stuff like that. You can have one without the other as well. Let's not talk about Obi-Wan life series. No, we're not here to talk about that. In fact, we're going to touch a little bit on that tomorrow for coffee chat. Um, but that's it. I liked him in the present get off my plane. Yeah. Let's see here. Dip says, I think Ford likes to be more than so. I think so too. I agree with you. Um, on screen, Indy is more developed, but Novelle's Han is better character, right? They flesh him out significantly well in the EU, Han's character. So let's see here.
Mad Mig, let's see here. Luke was the main, Luke was the main in his story. It also literally called from the adventures. I know that, but what I'm saying that there's all three protagonists. He was the main, yes, but there's two other protagonists. Without them, he couldn't get along, and without him, Leia couldn't move along in the story and stuff. So there was like there's three main protagonists, even though the story is about Luke in the OT and the story is about Anakin in the PT. Let's see here. EU Han. Yes, exactly. All right, so let's go here. And so the expanded universe, the saga continues. And even George had said in Tribeca interview in 2015 that the saga basically is in novels and the grandchildren are within the novels. So he recognized it as part of Star Wars, but he also recognized that his movies are that they weren't a part of the movies tier. I guess that's the best way to explain that. If you understood the tier hierarchy of Star Wars, so there we have that. So now that we're going into the expanded universe here, part of the Star Wars universe here, who was your favorite character? I know it's so hard to decide because, as you can see here, there are so many characters, there's so many, worlds, there's so much going on, there's so many stories that link or tie into each other at one point or another. So who is your favorite character? Like, if you could think about, like, oh, I absolutely love this character. Who is your favorite character? Let's see here. And Matthew, of course, George, in his own wisdom, by the time Jedi decided Vader was more interesting and turned it on its head and made him a main character. So there we go. Let's see here. It's always been about the Skywalker. So no matter how you look at it. Luke, thank you. A favorite character is hard to choose. It is. I'm sorry to put you guys on the spot for that. But it is hard to decide. But if you can think about it, it's like who comes at the top of your head right away? Just make it that simple. And there go some quads zooming by. Let's see here. Favorite EU character or favorite overall? Favorite EU character. It's a tie between Kyle Katarn and Mara Jade. Those are the first two major EU characters right there. Is Kyle Katarn and Mara Jade. They are amazing. But then you have Talon Card, and then you have Thrawn, the OG Thrawn. Let's see here. You guys are still going on about C-3PO. I think that you would like the evil protocol droid. That's in the lore. He's badass. Captain Bob. I've made a video about him too. I'm gonna have to pull up and share on Twitter. Balmont Zero says it's either Revan or Mara Jade. And there you go. So the birth of Star Wars gave us so much continuity, so much lore. It's spending 25,000 years, all canon and continuity to the movies, and it's a beautiful thing. Yep, it is a beautiful thing. Let me see here. Let me go ahead and bring up one more thing. We're going to move some things here. Nope, I want you down. I want you down. Okay. All right. Let's see here. And then we're going to go ahead and start closing out. I'm going to get the rest of the names on the wheel here. And we're going to strike up another conversation while I do that. But I wanted to share something important here. Let me see. Where is it at? Sometimes, there we go. And I wanted to expand on that more. Here we go. And here it is right here. So this is from Insider 23 from 1994, and it's called The Creation Story. And it goes on the first day, and this is in the beginning. On the first day, he created a galaxy filled with stars and nebula. On day 2, he placed the planets and the moons. Tatooine, Hoth, Dagobah, Endor. On day 3, he set 2 moons over Tatooine. Swathed Dagobah in swamps and mist
froze the tundras of Hoth and sprouted dense forests on Endor. On the fourth day, he populated three wondrous places with a variety of um, denizens, some human, some alien, and some constructed of metal, bolts, and computer chips. The creatures went by the name of Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Lando Calrissian, Ben Kenobi, Darth Vader, Jabba the Hutt, and Chewbacca, Wicket, the Ewok, C-3PO, Tusken Bob's favorite character, and R2-D2. On day 5, he gave them technology, blasters, ion cannons, lightsabers, X-wings, star destroyers, snow speeders, speeder bikes, and the Millennium Falcon. On the 6th day, he created the Force, a power distinguishing good from evil, light from darkness. Then he surveyed his galaxy and decided it's Star Wars. But George Lucas didn't rest on the seventh day. Instead, he continued to grow the galaxy and imbued his favorite figurative progeny, LucasArts and Lucasfilms licensing, with the power to expand the Star Wars universe beyond the perimeters of the initial movie trilogy. And this is the beginning of the EU. This is like, okay, fans want more. They want stories. They want novels. And we're going to all tie it in to the movies. This is when the continuity is created as in one canon. And there you go. So I'm not going to read the creation versus the evolution, but I'm going to read the gatekeeper one. So who is the guardian of the intergalactic pearly gates? Our St. Peter is Lucasfilm Licensing Vice President Howard Rothman. Several years ago, we made the decision with George to open up the Star Wars universe beyond the scope of the first trilogy and independent of whatever the next trilogy would hold, said Rothman. George provided us with some general guidelines about what we could and couldn't do. For instance, we couldn't do stories in the time period excuse me, a couple of generations before the Star Wars, because that's when he planned on to focus the next trilogy. However, he could extend the fantasy after Return of the Jedi. Lucasfilm licensing serves two functions. They make sure all new material is consistent with the films, consistent in its portrayal of the rebels and empire conflict, consistent in how it introduces the characters of different races and cultures, and even consistent in design direction. Additionally, licensing makes sure the new material from different sources is consistent. Our aim is to have a lot of cross fertilization between mediums. This validates the universe for fans, continued Rothman. We are building an integrated team that's producing products in the integrated universe. The result is a universe of carefully and explicitly evolved that it begins to parallel our own Milky Way in its diversity, logic, and believability. So there you go, you guys. This is basically their approach on expanding the lore, making sure it's all one continuity, that it makes sense to the movies and it makes sense within itself, that one story leads up to another. Cross fertilization, basically, given us a vast history of Star Wars for 25,000 years. That's George Lucas' era of Star Wars. That's 35 years of development here. And that's my purpose here with you guys today, and always with my channel, is to give you guys, lore, continue to share the lore, continue to give you George Lucas era Star Wars in its entirety, keep it in front of everybody so that they can learn more, want to read more. If they haven't gotten to the universe, they can
ask. They can get into one of the lore videos I have. But as long as we keep presenting 35 years of history of Star Wars under George Lucas era Star Wars, we're keeping the history alive. And that's what I'm here for. And that's what this celebrating 45 years of Star Wars is about today on Holonet Journal, is keeping it alive, keeping it here for you guys in front of your faces. And that's including Obi-Wan Kenobi's story. That's including Vader's story. That's including continuing the beautiful story of Luke Skywalker, the interesting story of Leia and how she becomes a Jedi, and how much struggle she had with even her own family and the fear of birthing a Darth Vader and actually having a son who goes to the Sith. And, even all the way back to the Old Republic, and how the Jedi developed into what we see with the Sith, and how they developed into the rule of two and the one Sith. So there you go. And this is why we are here celebrating Star Wars today. Today, 25th, May 25th, 45 years since A New Hope was aired. 35 years of continuity of this team developing this history and making sure that they are here to expand, to tell the stories, to link the continuity, to cover up any plot holes. That's basically some retcons, like the gap between, and I shared this on Twitter, of when Boba Fett goes into the Sarlacc and then he reappears again in Dark Empire, and connecting those stories, writing the lore, making sure everything makes sense as well as they could. Again, they're human. There was some mistakes, but overall the EU, the movies, all of that, one continuity that created magic. And so here we are. Here we are today, celebrating that today with you guys, everyone in the chat. And that's another reason why I'm giving back to, not only the members of my channel, but the subscribers as well. It's because of you guys I have gotten this far with this channel, because you want to know more about the heart of Star Wars, how it began, where you should start reading at, or even sharing your own adventure, your own experience within Star Wars since you started reading the expanded universe after you've seen the movies or playing the games or whatever. So there you go. And this is why I do this, is because of you guys, and every single one of you guys, whether you're a channel member or not, it's because of you guys. Yeah, I do laugh at the memes. There are some things that crazy that happen within Star Wars, like, the Infinity Star Wars, where it's what ifs. Those are fun. Those are fun. And also to protect the integrity of Star Wars that George intended. Yeah, the EU was intended by George, because nothing would be produced or basically published if George didn't want it published. So there you go. So what do you guys think about all of this, like the expansion of the Star Wars lore? So share with me your stories about that, about learning more, getting into the expanding universe, and realizing how much they're connected, how much history has been created by George and his company. And who is your favorite, not our author? Do you have a favorite author? Who is your favorite author? Share with me. I'm going to start adding names on the wheel. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up the wheel as I add names. So let me see here. And that was like heartfelt. My heart is just like, it got a little emotional, and that, I guess that's just me. But yeah, that's the purpose of me sharing Star Wars with you guys, is because of that. So go ahead and start sharing. For me, it's hard to decide, because there's some novels that I've read that I have to on there. That there's like, oh my God, they didn't really do justice with this novel, but later on they do, or this era, but later on they do better with another. Let's see here. I'm like doing abbreviations, so let's see here. Our crime. See here. Open Terror Speak. We got them on here. The Senate. Hopefully, you guys understand the man or Chaos Man. Joseph W. T. Bob. The Carre. I'll go take a look at the chat and see what you guys are chatting about. And then JP Trey and Mr. Dystopian is here, and Moki and Canadian Collector or Collection and Collect. And I'll also share my email with you guys so that if whoever is chosen for this, G Good Brother, GG Brother, T S D Tiffany, D Horizon, I put Horizon. Let's see here, Marvin, Matt G, Open Airlock Policy, Hill, and Ancient One. I think I missed one here. I can't read my junkie. I think I missed you. Even let's see here. Yeah, I think I got all of you guys. Let me go ahead and look at the chat because I'm not looking at the screen right now to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. And Casterius, I see you. I see you. Casterius, thank you for joining in. I'm just going to put Cass, okay? So that's you. Mr. Dystopian, I put this instead of DY, but you know what I mean. Let's see here. I think I got everyone. Did I get Soul Assassin on there? Because you are well deserving as well. So, so it's gonna put that sass. Or should we just put Bato? We can put Bato on there. Let's see here. The Jedi Rister. I see you. I see you. The Rift. I'm gonna put the Rift. The Rift. There we go. And let's see here. Am I missing anybody now? You know what? If you win, you win. Okay? You help out a lot. You're always here to mod. You're always, sharing crazy articles, even if I don't use them. You're always involved. Thank you so much. Ancient, when I have you, Inquisitor, I see you. Now again, you have to be present to win though. Inquisitor, let's see here. So let's see here, and I think I got Kevin 6. Yeah, Kevin, I have you on there. Soul Assassin, yes. Let's see here. Joseph here. All right. I was gonna play because you in StreamYard you have background music you can play. Matthew G, I got you on there, and I was gonna play some background music while I did this, but I just didn't press it. All right. So Bahamut. I didn't Bahamut. I always say Bahamut, but Bahamut. The Bahamut? Did I get that wrong? What's the wrong one? Mutt. I don't want to say Mont. I'm renaming everybody. That's just me. I've done that my whole life. Let's just rename people. Let's see here. I think I got everybody here. So here you guys go. After my nice little speech about Star Wars and all of that, we are going to go ahead and spin this wheel. I am going to go ahead and let's see here. I'll do the stickers first. How am I going to do this? Let me go ahead and put OG Star Wars, my email at yahoo.com. So that's the email here. I demand more representation. We need more Tuscans, right? We do. We need more Tuscans. All right. So Soul Assassin, if you want to go ahead and as I spin for these, I'm spinning for the stickers first. And so you're we'll do that first and then we'll do the main one. So if you win a sticker, you're still eligible to win the main image. So let's see here. OOG, the dragon from the Final Fantasy want to rage at you. What? Let me see here. Oh, the OG dragon from the Final Fantasy wants to rage at you. What? I don't understand. All right. Let's see here. So again, if your name is chosen for the
the stickers, you still are eligible to win the copy of the painting. My email is listed here. So once your name is drawn, go ahead and email me. Just put Star Wars anniversary in the topic. So let's go ahead and do this. So we're rolling. We're going to go for 8 names for the stickers. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel here. I am going to play some fun music while we do this. Let's go ahead and do this one. Are you going to play? It's kind of a little hip-hoppy, a little bit R&B here, I guess. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see, where do I spin wheel? Ancient one. Oh, T Junkie. T Junkie got a sticker. All right, let's go ahead and do it again. Marvin, congratulations, a sticker for you. Again, email ogstarwars77@yahoo.com, and the topic will be Star Wars anniversary. Open airlock policy. Everybody that's winning, respond in the chat because I might have to roll again or spin the wheel again. So again, topic for the email is Star Wars anniversary, OG Star Wars 77 Star War, not Star Wars, OG Star Wars 77@yahoo.com. And I'm not moving you, sorry, don't want to do that. Let's see here. So number 4. So Prime, here you go. Respond in the chat, you guys. So our 5th one. Inquisitor, congratulations. Email me. Our 6th one. Marcus A, number 6. Email me again. The topic of Star Wars anniversary at ogstarwars77@yahoo.com. Going for number 7. Mohi, congratulations. And our final one. Our good brother. There you go. Good brother. Again, the topic will be Star Wars anniversary. OG Star Wars 77@yahoo.com. Let me go ahead and take a look at the chat real quick. I wasn't looking at you guys because I only have one screen up. Let's see here. Woo, look at you guys. I seen someone say rest in peace. Headphone users. Oh, sorry. I know it's kind of loud, huh, Marcus? All right. Ancient one. Mohi. Yeah, congratulations to the winners. And then Inquisitor. Let's see here. On behalf of Open Air Blog Post, I'm here to officially decline the award until the test computer are treated with respect. Oh my God. Is he not here? Is he not listening right now? Because I could roll one more time. Congratulations to the winner. Let's see, 3PO crushed in the factory. I won. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the let's see here. Woo! We are gonna go ahead and get into now the painting. Let's see here. Tuscan Bob, you're on fire tonight. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So, all right, Tuscan, before I finish here, Tuscan Bob, if you want to get a hold of Open Airlock Policy, let him know he won a sticker, or if he wants to go ahead and decline that. He's still eligible if he gets his butt in here for the painting, the copy of the painting. So let's go ahead and spin for the painting. So this is for the painting itself. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle a few times. All right, so we shuffled here, and may the force be with you all. Chaos Man. Woo, congratulations to you. Now for this one, go ahead and do the title of Star Wars Anniversary Painting, since it's the Return of the Jedi, and at OG Star Wars 77. Let me know. I need your guys' address, so put your addresses in there and all that, and so I can get these sent out to you. I will have a little message for everybody who wants a sticker as well. So let me close this. All right. Let me see here. So let's see here. Hello, hello. Thanks at the Sentinel. Yes, congratulations. If you want to have the sticker, go ahead. I'm going to go ahead for sticker winners. Actually, just the topic for my email, for the email is Star Wars Anniversary. And then email @yahoo.com. So Chaos Man, go ahead and add painting in the topic first, so I know that you're receiving the painting. Everybody email me with your addresses so that I can get them sent out to you. I'll send them off Monday. And Orange Hat Review, and who was the other one? Well, anyways, your guys' copy of your paintings will go out the same time as well, because I got copies of those. So if there's any delays on those, I'll let you guys know. But other than that, congratulations. Let me go ahead and turn off this music here. This little bit of mood music, I guess you could say. Yeah, and this is all in respect and love for you guys for supporting the my channel this long. My channel came about because of The Last Jedi, and because I seen the direction of where Star Wars has been going, and I wanted to preserve the original Star Wars under the heart of George Lucas, and continue putting out in front of people of true Star Wars. And so this is what my channel turned into. And I want to thank you guys so much for your support, to the channel members as well. And if you guys are channel members, your names will be entered to win a copy of the Yoda painting, or not Yoda, sorry, the Boba Fett painting as well. So your guys will be entered. The drawing will be July 1st for that. So I look forward to that. And then tell them where to find us at the Sentinel. Let me see here. Wait, I've been dipping in and out of chat to confirm. Did I win something? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Let's see here. And I'm just going to go here. You are a true elitist, sir. Whoops. I just closed my screen out. There you are. There you guys are. Yes. So thank you guys so much. Again, for those of you guys who won, email me and I'll get that information, or I'll soon send out that what you won, your sticker or your painting, your stickers or your painting. And yeah. So thank you guys so much. I wanted to make this slightly different than the normal Holonet journal. And here's this right here. So Chaos Man, you'll have this signed by me with a special note. So congratulations on this painting. This is again on archival paper, so it keeps it preserved, so it don't fade in light and all that. And these stickers right here, which you can probably put on a sports bottle or on the back of something, or whatever you want to do with it. It's a Stage Venture, so you get one of these, and it's really, really good quality. I really love how she turned out and how she printed it and stuff. So I love it. So thank you guys again for all you do for the channel, for coming back and returning, chatting with me about Star Wars,
keeping Star Wars alive, and all of that. You guys are amazing. Let me see here. Boba painting. Okay, so thank you guys again. And this time the outro will be much more, will be more successful with the outro than the intro. I just pressed the wrong button. And yes, so thank you guys again. May the force be with you, and congratulations to all the winners. Thank you again for the support, and may the force be with you always.
All canon. Everything published was canon.